Welcome to the Jazz Flyte Podcast. I'm your host, Darrell Scott, and together we will dive into the lives and careers of the jazz legends who have left a rhythmic imprint on the world. Be prepared to reminisce on the highs and the lows of their musical journey and the trials that sculpted their timeless musical gems. We'll preserve the legacy of these extraordinary maestros and find inspiration in the melodies of their lives. Subscribe now and never miss a beat. Now, let's get to the show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jazz Flyte Podcast. I am Darrell Scott. Most of the time, I give you some background about the artist that we're talking to. This one has a very interesting story, and I'm trying to figure out the logistics of it. This is Erin Stevenson. Erin, hello. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
We finally making it happen. I'm great. How are you? And that's on me. That's totally on me. I'm really good. Honored to be talking to you.
You are fine. Things are running through my mind that I can't say. But there's this story about you, and I'll let you kind of give me the process of how it works. But you were with Destiny's Child, and then you go to NASA, and then somehow you go, I'm kind of fed up with NASA. I got this CD, put it on my boss's desk, and you basically say, if you like it, I'm staying. If not, I'm going on. And then 2 or 3 days later, you're back with Janet Jackson. How does this happen? And what gives you I think it takes a great degree of guts and perseverance on your part to do something like this. So talk about that story leading us off.
Yeah, it's nothing but guts. A whole lot of faith, a whole lot of guts. Because it sounds really cool to say, but it's another thing to let's just go back to the beginning. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I'd gotten rid of all the Destiny's Child stuff, but it keeps popping up or showing up somewhere, and that's okay because it's a part of my story. But yes, I was we were called Girls Tyme. I had the contract in my hand and everything, and I chose to leave. Yes, and then they went on to soar. I went on to college. Graduated from Prairie View University with a degree in marketing and also in communications. Hence how I ended up at NASA, because I was touring and singing even prior to working for NASA. In fact, I sold Sparkletts water after I graduated because I loved marketing. And I did it for I walked into that job and I was just like, now look, I don't want to do door-to-door sales. And they tricked me. It was door-to-door sales and it was water. Yep. But I did it for maybe 2 months. I can't recall. Became number in the top 20 or 30 in the country. And then I quit. And then I went to music full time. I'm saying that to say that when I decided to work for NASA, this is absolutely crazy, but it's the absolute truth. When I decided to work for NASA, because as most of us creatives know, we get to a point at some point where we're like, I want a consistent paycheck. I need to know how I'm going to pay my bills next month. I'm actually tired of trying. I'm actually just tired, period. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
And so I walked into NASA, got hired immediately with a red mohawk. It's absolutely insane. My boss literally just said, you're hired. And I think they just needed something refreshing in the whole office, because I had red hair and I rode a motorcycle at the time. So I hadn't even used my degree in years after Sparkletts water. So after that, this was doing maybe the mid to late 2000, not mid to late, we're in the late 2000s now, maybe around about 2008, somewhere up in there now, because I worked there for about 3 years. And the government was doing all the shutdowns and the layoffs from the space program. I was a part of that. And I was walking around just watching people crying, losing their jobs, and here I am, knowing I'm not supposed to be here. So I walked into my boss's office and I literally said, Mr. Bill, fire me. And I took a CD with me. He was like, I knew you was crazy the day I hired you, but I didn't know you were this crazy. People around here fighting and crying for a job, and you're like, get rid of me. pick me. So I gave him my CD and I said, listen to it. And if you don't think that I have anything, I'll be right back here tomorrow and give it all that I got. He laid me off that day. The very next day, I got a call to go on the road with Janet Jackson. That is a very true story. And I have not looked back since. And it is now 2026. And that was around 2008. Absolutely. A very true story.
So where does this guts come from? You seem to have, in the short time that we have talked, you
Yeah.
seem to kind of have no fear. I know what I want and I'm going to go about getting it. So
Yes.
it's kind of like, get out of my way.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's just say I'm first of all, I'm gonna say the God in me because I'm so not perfect and I'm not the strongest person around, but I am very strong-willed. So I'm gonna blame that on God and my parents. And then I have a lot of brothers. So I
Hmm.
literally had to just stand on my own as the little runt of the family. Now I have even my baby sister, she thinks she's my older sister. So I'm just I was grown up with having to hold my own. And then when you I'll be the first person to tell anybody, man, I'll never say that I'm the best. I never say that I'm the cutest. I never say I'm the best at anything. However, when people come to me and say that my energy or my presence or the song that I
Yes.
sung made a difference, that is what makes me keep going because that tells me that it's something bigger than me. And then
Right.
who am I to doubt? Because I do doubt myself all the time. But at some point, you just say, forget it. And you just push through and go. And doors keep opening. So something's having it right somewhere. So that's how I push through my fear because I'm terrified every time. Every time I sing, I'm terrified. That's a real thing. People think I'm lying, but it's true.
It's so funny that you said that. Before we got started, we were talking about there's a video of you and Althea Renee walking down this hallway and the confidence that both of you exude in that
Hmm.
short path that you walk. And Althea's been on the show. So, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things you go, it's very apparent in speaking to you, in watching you, that
Hmm.
there's this positivity that you just exude. And
Thank
I
you.
and I'm so I checked the tour schedule. I'm gonna deviate from my questions a minute. And you're part
Okay.
of the Dave Cos Christmas show, correct?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and we'll talk about how'd you get that. But you're going to Columbus,
Uh huh.
and you're not
Will I
coming to
see?
Cleveland. No, I'm 2.5 hours away from Columbus. I was
Okay.
hoping, so I saw that, and I'm like, yeah, because that's where
You've been trying.
I met Dave. I met at the
Hmm.
show was Rebecca Jade, was Vincent Ingala, Jonathan Butler. Um,
Yeah.
it was good, and I followed the tour, and that's the last time that they've come here. And I'm like, you got to come back because I'm trying to get Dave on the show.
Hmm.
I wanted to do a bunch of interviews a couple of years ago, and 18 of the artists that I wanted to interview were all on the Dave Cos cruise, and I'm like, just steal them away from me. That's fine, but we'll get there. But I hope at some point that you come through here, and
Yeah.
we can have a different kind of conversation. But you are so interesting. There is so much I've met and have seen some
Hmm.
artists who are just cool. They kind of walk out on stage and they got a great voice and they sing.
Hmm.
There's one show I'm thinking of, and I will not mention his name, but it's like he didn't put out. It's kind of like, oh, I got this. I'm just going to cruise. Not
Yeah.
you. You are
No.
tremendously energetic in everything that you do. And then is the red hair a staple? Is it? Yeah, I see it. I did my best to find a. I did my best to find a red shirt so I could kind of match with you.
So you
But
get in the red.
yes, is that part of your persona, the red hair? Because it's energetic. It's
Yes.
enlightening.
So it became a part of. So when I was younger, I used to change because I would just get bored and I would change my hair colors and everything all the time. Just what they call it, black girl magic. Us and our
Mhm.
hair, honey. I would do anything with this hair, and then I went black and I just stayed there for a while. And so the red just progressively happened later on in life. And to be honest, I'm over it. I've been over it. My hair is so silver and salt and pepper underneath this red. And I want to wear it, but I keep it because it's become a part of the branding.
Right. Yes.
I was doing a show. This is a couple of years ago now. I was doing a show, um, And a guy pulled up, but this was at Spaghettini. And this is before people were getting the name. They knew. Here we go. He pulled up in the car. He was like, "Who's singing tonight?" And someone said, "Erin Stevenson." And he said, "Is that the girl with the red hair? I'm coming in." And from that moment, I was like, keep it. Just keep it until the face and the name sticks. So I'm
Right.
giving it about one more year. And I have to admit, there's no room for holding your head doan with this hair color. Can't do
That's
it.
true. Can't
You
do it.
can't do it. You got to own it, have a little pride about yourself, and go for it with your head up. So it does bring out this inner fierceness in me for sure. I'm a naturally energetic and bubbly, positive. Give it to you personally, anyhow. But I do have a shy nature as well. So, but you can't do that with this.
No,
It
you
just
can't.
doesn't allow
You can't.
for it. So I'm giving it about one more year, and then you're going to see the salt and pepper hair come out happily.
Okay. We gonna keep following it and see when that comes out. And at that point, I'll probably make another comment, but we'll save it for that time. How long have you been singing? When did you start, and what inspired you to sing?
Yeah, I've been singing. I kind of came out of the womb singing, but I used to joke a lot. I mean, like joke. And it took one of my uncles. And I remember this like it was yesterday. God rest my uncle's soul. I was maybe about 5 years old, 5 or 6, somewhere in there, and we were having a family reunion in my grandmother's house in Louisiana. And I used to be the family clown. That's
Hmm.
not too far fetched, but I would be joking and being goofy. And one of my uncles, I don't know what he saw in me, and he threatened me with his feet because he was a military vet. This is another true story. I was so terrified of his feet because they were horrible from the
Right.
war. And so
Right.
he was like, "Quit joking and playing around and be still and sing for real, or I'm going to put my feet on you." So I did, because it terrified me. I stood still and I began to sing Whitney Houston's The Greatest Love of All.
Hmm.
Everything stopped. Everything. My grandmother had 9 kids. Okay. So everything stopped. All the fuss and the fighting and the grandchildren and the cooking, the dominoes, everything stopped. And I knew from that moment I was going to sing. I didn't know I didn't understand what was happening. I just knew what happened in that moment and knew I was going to sing for the rest of my life. So I've been doing it for a long time. All from background singing to touring to writing to producing. And now I feel like I'm at this final phase where I'm actually giving people me, and I'm practically going to ride the rest of my life out in this lane because that's where I want to be. So I'm really happy
Cool.
about it.
Excellent. Let's take a minute to listen to some of the work that you've done. Let's take a listen to "Say Something" on the Jazz Flight Podcast with our extra special guest today, the lovely and talented Erin Stevenson.
Say something to me. You see me, I see you walk by. Dreamy stares, look of love in your eyes. You're so bold, but you just say hi.
That is "Say Something" from our guest today, Erin Stevenson, on the Jazz Flight Podcast. 9 chances out of 10, I am Darrell Scott. We won't talk about that 10th time. So, Erin, did you have to audition for Janet? How do you go from number one, you go from NASA to Janet Jackson? Somehow there's got to be something there that we're missing. But do you audition? And if you audition, what's that process like of standing in front of Janet, and all of a sudden she says, yeah, you can come along for the ride?
Well, to be honest, I consider it a God thing. And I tell people talent only gets you so far. Talent may get you in the door, but sustaining like a career like I have, and I say that in the most humble way possible. I've toured with like Justin Timberlake. I've toured with Duran. I've toured with Jennifer Lopez. I've been all over the spectrum touring. And I'm saying that to say that because you said there's a gap somewhere. How did that happen? With Janet, when I auditioned for her, being kind. And this is why I say talent only gets you so far. I
Mm-hmm.
was at a convention and I had weirdly enough, I had a red mohawk at the time. It was red at the
Right.
time, weirdly enough. And this guy walks up to me at this random convention. I was just saying hello to some friends who were in town. And he says, "What is your name and what do you do?" That's all he asked. He didn't flirt. He wasn't trying to get at me, and how
Right.
some
Yes.
chicks would be like, oh no.
Right.
I was hey, I'm Erin. I sing. That's it. He walked away. And this was during MySpace days. For those of us who remember
Oh
MySpace.
gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So he saw my picture on someone's MySpace page and said, if you know the cute redhead girl with the mohawk, give her my number and ask her to call me. I have something I have a job or whatever I like to ask her for. Anywho, he had never heard me sing a day in my life.
Mm.
Do you hear me? He
Mm.
had never heard me sing. When I said he walked away when I met him, he walked away. So I sent the message and he said, hey, would you like to sing for Janet Jackson? These are all extremely true stories. And I'm going somewhere with this. And I was like, no, I'm busy. Heck yeah, of course I would
Right.
love to. So he kept his word and I flew out to Atlanta to audition. He had already had some other singers and such. Needless to say, she walks in the room as cute as she can be because she's as cute as a button. And she just sits there. She's like, okay, hey, Erin, gave me a hug in her sweatpants and was like, okay, sing. And she sat down and I sung with the other singers. My mother had to ship me a box of clothes and I never got to come back home.
Wow.
That's how that happened. Because they were already in motion with rehearsals. They just needed one more singer to fill a spot for whatever reason. I don't know to this day, but I'll take it. Thank you. And so that's how that happened. Now, the longevity of my background singing and touring career, that's what, because you say, how does that happen? When you, it's work ethic, it's consistency, and it's being kind, just being a good person. Because most people forget that you're in these small tour buses and hotel rooms with people for years at a time
Right.
with touring situations, and just being a good person that somebody actually wants to be around is half the battle.
Right.
And
Yes.
so that's why I always tell people, you think that you can sing and you're cute and you're this and that. You may get in there, but try to have a career, you'll get sent home so fast by not being professional, by thinking that you like I can sing and that's enough. Are you all that? No, there's a million other beautiful people hoping that you just mess up with one bad note and one bad attitude day. So no, just being kind and staying professional and learning your craft for sure. But yeah, so that's it. Then they just keep coming. So I haven't had to audition much. I could tell you a few other audition stories, but for about 25 years, just being a good person and singing.
It seems odd to me because I always tell people, I was talking to Paul Jackson Jr. just last week and I go, there's no manual dexterity in these fingers. Nothing. I got nothing. So my singing ability is introducing you when you come on stage. I walk off and I'm done. That's where it
Yes.
ends.
He said it's
But
your singing ability.
but for you all, it's different, and you have to maintain that day after day after day.
After day.
So
Correct.
you have all of that plus the perseverance that you showed by Destiny's Child to NASA to Janet. What did you learn about yourself in this process from standing behind Janet or standing behind Justin or Duran Duran is the odd one to me, but you did it. But what
Mm.
what do you take from those folks to make you?
I often tell people, which is it's when people always ask, what do you learn? I said, one of the main things I learned was what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people often miss that. Everyone's looking at what do I need to do to get this or to get that, to do that. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone has a different path, maybe to get to the same place, but a different way to get there. But I also learned what not to do. Those were the things that I took away most. But I will say this before I say those. Always a student. Always a student. Never thinking that I'm the star, because I'm not. I may be a star in my heart and in my own mind in my bedroom. But let me give you this way by some artists. Duran Duran. What I took from them, which I already knew, because this is something that I stand on even vocally. It's not about me. It's about the song. That's something that I got from Duran Duran. We're only vessels. The song is meant to be sung. It's meant to be played. It's meant to be delivered. It's a gift. It ain't about me. Got that from Duran Duran. To Justin Timberlake, one song at a time. He would always tell us before we went out on stage, one song at a time, one song at a time. And that's very true, because a lot of people in anything that you do, that anxiety kicks in, or you get anxious and you're already ahead of yourself before you even started. So just even equate that to the day, one day at a time, one
Mm-hmm.
footstep at a time, one foot in front of the other, one song at a time. And before you know it, the show is over and you've done it. So just keeping your head in the game, one song at a time. Janet, I have the worst case of nerves, as I was saying earlier. And people don't believe it because of my natural energy. But when you get out there, I just start having fun. I have to tap out
Right.
and tap in.
Right.
Janet, I often tell this story. We were doing an LA show, and the Los Angeles crowd can be a bit LA, with their
Yes.
good clothes on and name brand clothes, and they'll just sit there and look at you. So before we walked out with her show, I saw her. It was like a look on her face, like, here we go. Let's just go do this and kill it, And I looked, and she saw me looking at her. She may not remember the story, but I do, because it helped me. And she
Right.
looked at me, looking at her. She said, "It never goes away." And I thought to myself, if Penny can figure this out, if Penny can
Go,
figure this out,
Penny.
and she's been doing this all this time, if Penny can figure this out, I doggone sure better figure out how to get over it. Get over these fears and
Mm-hmm.
doubts, and get out there and do what I know I'm supposed to be doing. Get over myself and figure it out. So those are things that I've taken from all of them. But even with those three that I just mentioned, and learning what not to do was more so what I'll say with this was how they treated their teams. Janet, Justin, and Duran have the most amazing camps, and they treated us, their band, and their staff, their management team, their tour management. It was, because there are some I can't say this for. There are a lot of them, like I said, what not to do. There's a lot of people I can name, but we're gonna let them be. But with those three camps, they treated us all with the utmost respect. And it was the most professional and loving and caring situation. If any one of those three called me to this day and said, "Erin, we need you," I'd be like, "Let me check my calendar. I'll see you
You're gonna break
tomorrow if I
camp.
can. If I can, I'll see you tomorrow." But yeah, so just how to treat the people around you. That's something I really took away as well.
I'm not gonna guess. I learned at a very young age. You never ask a woman her age. But you
You can
seem to be
ask.
okay. So how old are you?
I'm 46.
Okay, no, you're not. You have a very
Yeah.
young. You have a very young-looking face. Your smile is radiant. I'm gonna get in trouble for that, but I don't care.
Thank
Your
you.
smile is radiant. There's an energy just that when you smile that comes off.
I
But
received that. Thank you.
the perseverance is the thing, and obviously it's for you. It started at a young age. Is it
It
from
did.
the parents? Is it from the other siblings in the house? What is that?
Um,
Because there's some people out there that have a ton of talent but can't
mhm.
break through.
Well, I will give credit to my parents. My parents have often been called crazy. And I do mean that, because
Hmm.
my parents and I have this thing too, where they know the child that they raised.
Hmm.
Um, and they've learned throughout time, even ages ago, to just trust me. The same way that I trust them. My parents are my biggest cheerleaders, which I thank them for it. All of my craziness and all of my wild ideas, all of my random ideas throughout life. And I do mean random. When I first moved to LA, I found my roommate at the time on Craigslist. And
Oh,
people were like, "You're gonna die." They were telling I just tell the truth. They were telling my parents, "You're terrible parents. That she's gonna get out there and she's gonna die. They're gonna kill her."
oh my
And like,
God.
I mean, but my parents were my biggest cheerleaders. They knew the child that they raised. They knew what they instilled in me. And to this very day, they're always honest with me and the most loving. They're gonna be at the Dave Cobb's Christmas tour shows, one or two of them shows. But yeah, man, I thank my parents for that. They let me be a young bull. But I trusted them and they trusted me. And I think
Mhm.
that's so important when parents are asking me often for my advice with them. If they have a
Right.
very
Yeah.
talented child,
Right.
they don't know what to do with them. I'm like, you don't need to know what to do with them. Let them figure it out. Just
Hmm.
trust what you're putting in them. You're the parent. Trust what you're instilling in them, but you got to let them figure it out. You got to let them explore so that they can get it out, so that they can find their path, so they can build up their own strength, build up their confidence. But the only
Yeah.
way to It's to try. You just got to go. So I thank my
Mm,
parents for that. Yeah, I give that to
good.
them.
Let's take another quick break and let's listen to Everything to Me by Erin Stevenson, our guest on the Jazz Flight Podcast.
Oh, you're everything to me. Do you know it? It's more than a notion. You do it for me. I stand on the shoulders of a one-man army. Your heart, it lights a fire in me. You give me more than I ever knew that I needed.
This is Darrell Scott. You are listening to the Jazz Flight Podcast. She is Erin Stevenson. Erin, you've done a lot in this short time that you've been uh, an artist.
Yes, sir.
What's
I
been
have.
the greatest thing you've done so far that you go that you're most proud of? What's the one thing that you kind of hang your hat on?
You know what? Smooth soul. The reason why I say that is it was the first song in smooth jazz. Which is period. Let's just leave it there as it is because I don't smooth jazz. No, it was the first song that I said I'm taking full reins on, and
Hmm.
I'm always heavily involved in everything that I do, even musically, the songwriting, production, everything. But this was the first song because they were like, Erin, it's no one's gonna really want to. The smooth jazz is not really for vocalists. Number one.
Yes.
Two, it may be a little too late for you. You should have started this some time ago. Three, you may be a bit too soulful for smooth jazz. Four, you shouldn't write and produce your own music in this genre. Five, no one should say those words in a song. They're not gonna play that on the radio. Six, I can go down this list, right? But you know what I said? Screw it. What do I have to lose?
Right.
So I wrote Smooth Soul as I wanted to, put the chord progressions and changes in there as I wanted to, wrote it, produced it, engineered it, brought my good friend David P. Stevens in to do what he does, but because he played some instruments on there for me. Marion Meadows brought Marion Meadows in on that
Hmm.
saxophone. And I said, take it. Now, whatever happens, happens. It went to number 14 on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
That, everything else that comes after that, I don't even care. Because that's for me, like, girl, you can do it. Just go. And that's what I tell people. As we just mentioned, there's no rule books anymore. You
Right.
just gotta go. You just have to go. You gotta try. And that's what happened. And here we are now. I just finished recording another song right before you. So everything's going.
How do you have time for all of this? Because
Honey, I don't know.
you can't sit still now.
I know. Literally, when you and I get off of this interview, I'm about to say something that the song that you just played a minute ago, I have another live right after you because there's this guy who made a line. He's like a line dance person for the world,
Hmm.
for America.
Right. Right.
And he made a line dance for Say Something. So that's why I have on my sweatshirt and my pants because I'm about to do some line dancing. I don't even know it, but I'm going to learn it with everybody else on this
Okay.
live. So I don't know. I don't know what this energy. I'm gonna crash by the night though. Watching no done. Woo, woo, woo.
Just don't be behind the wheel. That's all I'm hoping for. Okay. So
Oh, no
so
worries.
what else are you working on right now? What can our
My
fans look
next,
forward to?
my God, I just finished my next single. It's gonna be called Falling. Falling. Uh, Produced. I wrote it and such. Had my dear Nathan Mitchell produce it. We just finished recording that sucker. So that's going to come out top of September. I also have a slew of shows. Please, 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 please check my calendar dates, erinstevensonmusic.com. They're all listed there. I'm coming to the East Coast, Middle Sea Jazz. I have Daytona. Is it Daytona? Well, it's Florida. I got a bunch of stuff coming up. And of course, the day costs Christmas, but it's all on my calendar. I'm just excited. I'm even going to do another Christmas song this year. I'm just living in just trying to be the best me and be happy. That's it. That's
All
it.
right. With that being said, how can the Jazz Flight family follow you and keep up with all this that you got going on?
Yeah, it's really me on my social media platforms. So if you find me anywhere on social media, it's Erin Stevenson Music. You can also go to my website, erinstevensonmusic.com. Look, Erin Stevenson Music, Erin Stevenson Music. No, but it's all me. That's it. Music is everywhere online, wherever you listen to music. YouTube, you can watch some of those videos, but it's all me.
And we will
Anywhere.
do all that. Erin, it has been an absolute pleasure to share your energy. I think that's the best way to say it. Not just talk to you, but the energy which you give off it is infectious. It just is. We here at Jazz Flyte will be following. If you put anything out, let us know. We'll post it on our social media, and we'll make this
Yeah,
work. And at some point, you'll come through Cleveland, and
let's
I'll
do it.
knock I'll knock on the door, going, "Remember me?"
Do you
Uh,
remember me? No, the truth is, you don't act funny with me when you see me. Yo,
oh,
you be scared to talk to me. Be like,
hey.
no, I don't
So
want to bother her.
I interviewed Patrice Rushen a couple of weeks ago. She'll be here at the end of the month. So
Yeah,
she goes, "You coming backstage?" I said, "Yeah, if the promoter lets me, I'm coming backstage." She goes, "We have to have a signal, so I know it's you." I said, "I'll be the one with his arms out, like ready to hug you. You know, I
yeah,
like hugs." And I'm like, "Okay, fine.
yeah.
We'll see what happens." And that's what we'll do. I mean, we'll come up with something. It is a pleasure to talk to you. It is a pleasure to get to know you. We will stay in touch every now and then.
Yes, we
I might
should.
drop a line, and I say this: I reserve the right uh, to interview you again about whether it's not it's something new or whatever we got going on. We've got some other things here at Jazz Flight that we're going to try and get started. I'm the
Okay.
kind of person that says I'm not going to tell you what they are because if I fall on my face, I'm the only one who knows. But
That's true.
this team of people that I'm working with are like, we're not falling on our face because we don't do that.
It's gonna
But
work.
good luck to you. Appreciate it. Good
Thank
luck with the next session. Learn the line dance. Don't fall.
you. You right about that part, the don't fall part. These two
Don't.
left feet. I mean, I can move, but I don't know what I'm doing.
All
I
right.
appreciate you so much.
Not a problem, and we will talk some more. I'm going to find that video of you and Althea walking down the aisle, and I'm going to post it, and I
That's
will add
right.
it to
Me
my
and my
social
girl.
media so you can see it. All right. Take care of
All
yourself, and
right.
we will talk soon.
Yes, we will. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jazz Flight Podcast. I hope you enjoy these stories and soulful melodies that grew through the doors of time. If you want to stay connected with the latest updates and episodes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Until next time, I'm Darrell Scott.